Okay, awesome. So thank you guys for coming to episode 7. We're talking love. And I know we're, what, a few months late. February is supposed to be the month of love, but, we're never late in our book. And I don't know
Oh,
if you guys saw the questions. Oh, I like your hair, Andy. Look like Beyonce.
hold up. I got to turn my camera on now. Like, hold up.
Yeah, I was like, since Quinn turned his camera on, I had to unveil myself.
I
Thanks,
like your
Quinn.
hair, though.
Thank you.
Whoa, we're not ready for this kind of stuff. Look like a fashion meet in here.
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna start with the episode. We're talking all questions about love. Thank you for giving us the 2 hours of your day every time. And just quick Zoom etiquette. One mic. If somebody's sharing something, or if you know you have background noise, please be mindful of the speaker and then mute yourself if you know you're in a noisy situation. And am I missing anything?
No, that's pretty much it.
Oh yeah, if you also have a rebuttal, please wait for the other person to finish first, and then you can rebuttal that statement they made. And just to make sure, can you guys hear me clearly, or am I too low, too high?
You're fine.
I'm fine.
You could be a little louder though.
Okay, I'll try. I'll try to get too close to the mic. Let's see. Should be good. Right? All right, you guys ready for the first question?
Of course.
Yeah. So to start off, I don't want to assume that everybody knows their love language, but we're gonna ask you guys what is your love language, and if you guys don't know, the 5 love languages are acts of service, words of affirmation, gifts, quality time, and physical touch. If you have like a top 3 and you can't just choose one, you can share.
Yeah.
First, who would like to go first?
I ain't hearing nothing. I ain't hearing.
Repeat.
I chose it. I got it. All right. For me, I've been through a lot, so I can cipher through what I enjoy and what I don't.
Okay.
And anything that is not physical, I'm not with it automatically. I love everything. Don't get it wrong. I love words of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a huge plus. That's the things that normally make you warm.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, deception is always on the line. So physical touch and quality time has been more of the things that I rely on more so.
Yeah.
That's what makes me feel like truly loved and appreciated. You can tell someone something. Anyone could tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels good. I'm not going to lie about that, but that's not the thing I would rely on or really make me feel that I'm loved,
Okay. Do you have
Yeah.
like a second place one?
A second place is, I said 2 for first. Damn it. I would say active service. Yeah, like going out, being treated, paying for little random things here and there when you don't even expect her to do it.
Yeah.
That's something I know I unconsciously do
Yeah.
just to see what type of person I'm dealing with, but that always, catches me off. And I'm not saying like expensive gifts, let's say we always doing bills and stuff, and she just decides to do it all for some random reason.
Mm-hmm.
It catches my attention, or she wants to pay for something, she wants to do this, or help out even though she's pregnant. Those kind of things catches my attention. The acts of service, those are the things. Trying to give you a nice massage, they catch my attention. Yeah.
Got you. Anybody want to go next? All right, Jasmine.
I would say that my love language would be quality time. In my profession, being a nurse, I work usually like 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
And when I come home, I just want to, have time to be with my partner, just Quinn right there. my love. That's the most important to me. Like, I don't know. I feel like I spend a lot of time outside of the house. So when I come home, he's in my peace. So I just want to come home. I just want to relax. We don't even have to do much. It's just, just sitting there, we eating dinner, watching shows, stuff like that.
Okay.
That's what's most important.
That's nice. Do you have like a second place?
Mm,
Second place quality?
what you said they were again?
So there's acts
Sorry.
of service, no worries, acts of service, words of affirmation, gifts, quality time, and physical touch.
Oh, I like the verbal.
Oh, words of affirmation?
I need that in my
Okay.
I need that. It's one thing, like, yes, of course, the feelings are there, but I like to express my feelings a lot. I'm a very emotional person.
Yeah.
So when I like to express it a lot. Like I be like, oh, every day I love you, I love you. It's important. So that would be my second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would like to go next?
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Oh, Quinn?
Who's going? Sorry.
Andy, go ahead. Go ahead, Andy.
Okay, that was beautiful, Jazz. I just want to say Black love on here. I love it. So cute, so cute. So I think I have 3.
Oh, damn.
So physical touch from my partner, but only from my partner because I'm not a touchy person like outside of that. So.
Wait, is it like only towards you?
No, both ways.
Oh, both ways. Okay.
Both ways, yeah. And then gifts. But they don't have to be like expensive gifts, but I find it very attractive if like someone knows me and I don't have to tell them what I want and they could just like provide me or like give me what I need.
Yeah.
I think that's like really, really, like it means a lot to me. Like if I don't have to give you like what I want for Christmas and you've just been like actively listening to me like throughout our relationship.
Yeah.
So that's good. Gifts. And then acts of service. Cause like I'm a helper and like in my relationships, like I want to help you be the best you. And like if I can make your life a little easier, like by cooking you a meal or something, I'll do it. So I respect that it's reciprocated towards me too. So those are my 3.
I like that. Corey?
Wait, just a quick question. So,
Yeah, what's up?
when we say love language, do we mean what we like to receive or how we like to express our love?
Well, first it's like receiving, and then like Jasmine put it, you can show how you express. Did that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my
How do you
top
feel?
one
Yeah.
would be acts of service
Okay.
for giving and taking. Like,
Giving and taking.
acts of service is what I like to see and also how I also show my love.
Okay.
And then next would be words of affirmation.
Okay. Is that giving and taking as well, or just taking?
More so giving.
Oh. Okay. All right. Gemise, do you feel like you want to share as well?
Of course. So my top one is quality time. I'm at a nice spend a lot of time together. I mean, I don't work all day, but just being around him is just great. And then my second would be physical touch. It's funny because I'll like stand in the middle of the kitchen and I'll put my arms out just to tell him that I want a hug. So that's what happened.
No. I was just like, you just did that. That's why I'm laughing.
So it's just like those little things, or like just even putting his hand on my back, and like I'll touch him too. So it's like giving and receiving for both of them. He made receiving gifts the last one. It's like the bottom of the brink. I guess it's because like he kind of made me see that that wasn't mainly what I really felt was meaningful in a relationship
Mm-hmm.
for me. And which in the past it would have been words of affirmation first. But like he already gives me that reassurance that like he loves me, he's gonna be here, and I know he's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Just to clarify what Jamise is saying, it's not like I said I'm not giving her gifts. So I don't want y'all to like say like just like put me on the stake or something. So she's basically trying to say that in the past, like her love languages was like gift giving and words of affirmation, but she feels like she's transformed because of my actions. I'm not like forcing myself not to give her gifts or any like put that type of energy out there. But for me, I would say, well, quality time, we both share that. Like for me, quality time is essential. Just being around the person that you care about. I feel like involves a lot because you can do it together, you can play games together, read books together, watch movies and shows together. You know, just being in that space is almost like a healing. And acts of service is how I express my love, but I don't need that reciprocated. So like I tend to be cooking, cleaning. If she needs anything, I do my best to like go out there and get it. And like I don't know about the receiving end. Like Quinn brought up a good point, but I've never really thought about like how I wish I was loved. So I'm gonna be thinking about that throughout the episode. But the way I express myself and my love is through quality time and acts of service. Is what I can say. So with that, we can move on to the next question. Is love a real force or is it a social concept?
That's a great question. Listen, man, people who say love is a concept don't get love in the first place. That's just how I look at it.
Okay.
Like, it is real. You know, like there's your typical emotions, but then there's a heightened version of that as well.
Okay.
You know, it's an experience. You know, it's not just feelings. It's not just one thing. You know, it's definitely not a concept. You know, and I guess that's the best way I could put it. Anything else is a rant. So that's just how I look at it, man. Love is real.
Love is real. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else would like to share? Not just so you know, not everybody has to share. But whoever is compelled to can share. Gordon, you look like you have something. No.
I'm mad. You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm looking at you. I mean, right now my camera is angled weird, so it looks like I'm looking away.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking about it.
Oh,
Because on one hand,
mm-hmm.
I could see how you would say naturally you would feel love.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if I didn't know the word love, I would probably describe it as something else. So, on one hand, the term, of course, is a social concept.
Yeah.
But the I guess the expressions that you feel are the natural, you know. You know.
So do you feel
I think.
like? Oh, go ahead.
I mean, it's hard to say or observe because people learn about love at such a young age. Like you're literally a baby and your mother's telling you I love you. So you're already conditioned from the start to know that. But I guess if you look at other animals, love gets a little blinded with you know, certain things that you might need. So who knows? I mean, I'm on the fence about it.
You're on the fence.
I can see both sides of that.
Okay. All right. Annie, Jasmine. Annie, Jasmine. Nothing. Okay.
I'll share.
Yeah.
So I don't think love is something that's social. I do believe that because I am in love, that I feel like nobody outside of my two-person party can affect that, per se. or assuage my feelings towards my partner.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it's a social
Okay.
construct.
Do you feel like it's a heightened version of liking somebody or feeling attached?
Well, I feel like there's many different types of attachments
Yeah.
and the way you can love somebody versus like a family member versus your partner. I do feel like there are levels to love.
Okay.
The more you're with somebody, because at first when you're dating, oh, you know, I like enjoy doing things with this person. This person's like a good vibe, but when you're with that person, you're growing with that person, you start to think of other things like starting a family with this person and feeling like you can't go on without this person. So
Okay.
levels to it.
Okay. And with that, thank you guys for sharing. We can move on to the next kind of related question. Is love overrated?
Uh, I guess I'll answer this one.
Yeah.
So I don't think love is overrated. Sometimes I think it's overly romanticized. And I think like when people think of love or fall in love, they think of all the good things that come with love,
Yeah.
and not like that aftermath of stuff, like being in a relationship for like a long period of time. Like you're gonna go through like ups and downs and rough patches, but that's also involved in the love experience.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's overrated. I just think it's like overly romanticized. Like you're not gonna have all good honeymoon filling moments all the time.
Okay. Thank you, Annie.
Mhm.
Anybody else would like to share? Rahim?
Oh, hi. My bad.
No, you're good, bro.
I'm just lifing over here. Yes. I don't think it's overrated or anything like that. I feel like a lot of people don't know what love is,
Okay.
and the thing about that is, like, the previous person said, my apologies when I remember
Annie.
your name, Annie.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, how can you say something's overrated when you don't know what it is? Or people feeling like love is just one good thing, when it's not all about feelings at all, So it's like, are they talking about the progressive part of what love is?
Yeah.
Or are they talking about the stuff they see on TV? Or are they talking about the fact that you can say love is overrated because most relationships don't work out? Therefore, what you were seeking doesn't exist. So you can call that overrated if you're not getting it. Yes, yes, you can always say that. However, it isn't, due to the fact that it's an experience. Can you say adrenaline is overrated? Hell no. I don't want to feel fear when I jump out of a plane. I want to be hyped. So that feeling isn't overrated. But what if I never get it? Therefore, it is. It's like, I think it's like the lack of experience that would give such a term light. Like, I've been through a lot of bad. I don't talk about it, but I just say the phrase a lot.
Yeah.
And I've been with people who use the word love and turn out to be complete garbage. you know and if I was to allow myself to fall into like a hurtful, hateful path, I can say that shit is overrated easily. Like, I understand it.
Okay.
Like, nah, that's bullshit. Y'all need to stop using that damn term. But the truth is, it's just that, you know, genuine love is so hard to find that you think it's just this, it's bullshit. It's not. It's just the lack of experience that makes, not breeds life into that kind of, term.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Thanks, Ray.
you're welcome.
Anybody else? No, folks. Okay, we can move on to the next question.
What do you guys think, Hamed and Jamise? Like, is love overrated?
Thank you for asking.
That's a nice flip.
I don't think it's overrated. I mean, we've only asked the question to see what you guys think, but I think, as Rahim put it, genuine love is hard to find. and it's difficult for people to separate their experiences. If they had a bad experience of love and it was terrible, and this partner kept saying, "Oh, I love you," and they use that as a measurement tool to compare their other relationships, then I can see why someone would say, "Oh, love is overrated. I'd rather be single," you know. But it takes dedication and time to genuinely find true love if it will meet that person. And I think that journey, everyone will have a different experience. So if it's unfortunate that some people come to that decision to be like, I don't want it anymore, or I'm not gearing towards it, or there's people who label themselves hopeless romantics and they're like going all over the place, you know, vacationing, traveling just to find this that
I
love
can't
is
bend
somewhere. But I feel like if
when you're not.
they find themselves in that journey and they are willing to like take all the beatings that may come with it, all the joys and the difficulties, then I feel like it's not. It's more of a lesson that each person will begin to receive when they take that. I just believe it's a journey. You know, it's not one, two, three, and done. Yeah. You have anything to share?
No, honestly, when Anne started talking, I was like, I definitely agree. I was like, I'm tired of watching these like movies that are like, oh, they living so lavish and happy.
Mhm.
Oh, they're traveling all around the world. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, like this shit has real feelings. There's trials and tribulations.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Like there's some real sad, mean things that happen in
Mm-hmm.
certain relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the point. That's the part that's overrated. Like
Yeah.
that love is so like frilly and there's no hardships in it at all.
Yeah.
Um, I can't stand that.
Yeah.
That pisses me
Man, I'm gonna actually say, at first I was thinking immediately it was like, nah, no way. But now, just thinking about it, I'm gonna say yeah. The reason why is because I think that um since expressing love and receiving love is so subjective, like
Mm-hmm.
even us going through the love languages
Mm-hmm.
shows you that people experience love differently.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's giving Ahmed affirmation through words and
Mm-hmm.
that's not his love language, he might then be thinking what I'm feeling is not love while they're
Mhm.
trying to show him love. And I think so many times in society, people, we have this notion from media that love is like something that's really hard to find and you got to hold on to it as hard as you can.
Yeah.
But I think it's all about where you're looking. Like, I love a lot of people. Like, I love Jasmine. I love you guys as my friends. I love my
Mm-hmm.
students, my parents, my
Mm-hmm.
brothers, all of them. And I just show people my love in different ways. So I don't think that it's hard to find love the way that they depict it. It's just a matter of where you're looking for that love.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Quinn. Jasmine, got anything to share? Or you're good. Or you were good.
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, okay. With that, we can move on to the next question. Does time determine the quality of love? Like, is love different from meeting somebody in a month compared to a year, or is it the same thing?
I love this
Uh,
question.
damn, I'll wait. I'll
No,
wait.
no, no, go ahead, Rahim. You're good.
Oh, she loved the question. All right, well, I'll go then. I'll say no. I'll say a really massive no. I say your love is determined by the intentions you initially set.
Okay.
Like I don't even need a I said I don't think love is truly determined by time.
Mm-hmm.
I think consistency is just determined by time. But back to love, it's like I don't think I need that long to know if I love someone or, you know where I want to go. It's like your initial intentions always set the playground for what your relationships is going to turn into. I don't need a like I don't need a lot of time for me to know if my partner actually cares. You know, I know people change. I know feelings change, but to be in love, I don't need that much time. Like I can make up my mind really fast if I wanted to, but the only thing that I would say holds anyone back is just to be um organized about it. Like, you know, I could be in love so much right now, high key want to marry you, and socially will wait like a year or two.
Okay.
You know, like I know what I want. Like I know my intentions stepping into a relationship or stepping into anything involving my heart. That's just how I look at it. You know, so I don't believe that, you know, time determines love. It's always your intentions.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else would like to share? Annie?
So for me personally, I think that I think time does matter.
Yeah.
Just because I think early on there's a lot of other emotions that might be harder to separate when you're initially meeting someone, because it's a new experience. And then as you go through, you know, life with this person and experience this person in different facets and start to really understand them, not only for who they are, but who they used to be and who they think that they're going to be.
Yeah.
Start to be able to separate those emotions from love. And when you're able to accept the person as a changing human being,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a different level of love, because you don't know exactly who you're gonna get in 2 years, but you're still willing to accept them for that.
Okay. Annie?
I agree with Quinn on this one.
Yeah.
I think like time does play an important role because like you it's impossible to know someone fully in like 1 month span. Like how can you know someone in 1 month like fully, like their faults, their
I'm,
highs, their lows, like everything about this person in 1 month?
I mean, I can argue that easily.
Mhm.
I think a big problem with people wanting to know people is the fake perception of them being a good person in the first place, right? Like right off the rip, you don't have to lie about who you are. You know, I can literally love you for being imperfect. You know, we have this odd, like, I think I would say we were like conditioned to look for good traits, good image, you know, this, that, everything falls into line.
Yeah.
But that could easily be fabricated. You know, for me, I think I read people really well. So perhaps time isn't like such a big factor to me. Like I know precisely who you are. I don't care how nice you're being to me. I see it, you know, but you can still wait 2, 3 years and still get cheated on. Like it don't matter. Like people could play the game hard. Like they will go that distance and you still don't know who you're truly, you know, being with. So like time could also be a waste of time. You can spend so much time trying to get to know someone, trying to wait just to see that they're a piece of shit once they get what they truly want or they're bored. You know, for me, getting to know someone is getting to know them at their lowest. Like if I can see who you are at your worst, it's easy for me to make a judgment because I want to know what I have to deal with. You know, forget all the happy shit, man. I've been through it. I ain't got time for all of that. You know, that's a side, you know, product of you guys just being an awesome team. But what am I gonna put up with? You know, like you can show me that first and I'll still go for it. Like I don't need that good stuff. I don't need that building. You know, just show me what I'm dealing with. You know, like all of the other stuff is always there. You're always going to be great. You're always going to be beautiful. You're always going to have a nice personality. But them days you are not that, that's what I care about. You know, and that's where time really doesn't matter as much. You know, you could be good for so long, but when you switch up, all that time goes to waste. You know,
I get what you're saying, but realistically, like you're not gonna see all of that in 1 month from a person unless they're putting that out on the table on like the first date. And I don't think like people are pulling out like skeletons out their closet that quickly. I don't know.
Yeah. I see your point, Andy. Yeah.
Cause like time could only tell though.
Yeah.
Like
go ahead.
yeah, like if you're gonna see like I don't know. I haven't had an experience where I got to see someone's lowest point in the month in.
Yeah.
Because you're still trying to get to know that person. But if you're fortunate enough to see all that in 1 month and you can make that agreement that you love that person, that's good on your part, I guess.
They got me thinking. So I don't know. My brain is like, before I was like, it doesn't. Mm-hmm. But then I'm thinking, what if there's an intensity of love? Mm-hmm. So I could love who you are now in this moment, but then a year down the line, I either love you more or I just love you less. Yeah. So does the intensity matter? Mm. I mean, I can see both ways. I see Rahim's point in terms of like, once that person shows their ugly side, all of this work we've been building up to just crashes. At the same time, I'm more of a yeah, because our first 6 months wasn't, our first 6 months was work. And like that environment of our time was pretty wavy in terms of like, oh, is this really the person I want to be with? But when we worked through that, and that took time, yeah, we learned how to love each other. We learned who we were as people, and that love just started to develop more and more the more time went on. So for me, I'm more of a yes. I don't think it determines the quality of love, but it definitely does determine how you, I guess, how you love the person, not in terms of quality, but in terms of expression and like, you know what works, you know what doesn't, and you know that we've worked this hard. I think we can survive the years to come, basically.
That's beautiful. Well, I think what I'm not changing what I'm saying. I think what I was talking about, like, is the like the initial, like your intentions were set. No matter if you and your partner weren't like deep into it, you knew that you liked this person. You didn't need that amount of time to say, let me try. You know, you really wanted to right off the rip. It's not like something you say, I'm gonna back out of it. I'm not saying like it's gonna be some kind of shit where I'm just talking to someone I don't like. You know, I know exactly what I want, you know, so it's not, I agree definitely with the time, you know, just listening to you guys express it. But, you know, what I was saying is your intentions is set, you know what you want, like, and you don't need a lot of time for that. Yeah.
Anybody else would like to share before we move on?
I mean, I do think, just to add on to what Rahim said,
yeah,
I do think that the time allows you to adjust those intentions, because like knowing Jasmine, when me and Jasmine was best friends for like a year before we went out, and like when we first went out, you know, it's because I'm, you know, physically attracted to her, because visually she's beautiful, and then, you know, on top of that, she's my best friend. But, you know, now I feel like it's a deeper appreciation for who she is on the inside, and the steps she's taken to get to where she's at. And I think the bottom line is that sometimes, like, unless you're friends with the person beforehand, it's sometimes hard to just get to know that part of the person. You know, I'm gonna save the rest of what I was gonna say for another question. Jazz, you gonna speak on that, or?
Oh, I think I spoke on that a little earlier about how when you first date somebody, it's more of just like going out with them and knowing them, stuff like that, getting to know the person, especially if you're not friends with them or know them prior. And as time goes on, it's a deeper connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jasmine. Does anybody else, is everybody good with this question? Okay. The next question is, does a relationship work if one person loves more than their partner or partners?
Partner, shout out to Nick Cannon.
All right. Anybody like to jump on this question?
Can you repeat it one more time?
Yeah, of course. Does a relationship work if one person loves more than their partner or partners?
Hmm.
I mean, yes and no. I would say no because I'm an emotional person automatically.
Okay.
But I think saying that for everyone would be to ignore the fact that people don't need love to be in relationships, apparently. So that's something to think about. Like, what type of relationship are you in? You know, like a lot of people these days, and I'm realizing that, you know, so appreciate your partners if it's truly love that you're with them for. But a lot of people don't need that much affection these days, you know? And a lot of the times, you know, it could be the type of love again. Like, what if it's a materialistic relationship?
Mm-hmm.
You don't need love at all in that shit. In fact, that's exactly how that relationship is normally set up,
Yeah.
where you're like, let's say the dominant partner is outputting much more than the one that's receiving,
Yeah.
where you just have to sit there and look cute, and that's it. This is a top-notch relationship right there. Fly me to Paris. You know, so in that perspective, like there's different types of relationships, you know, but like let's say we're talking about emotion, like really connected relationships. There's no way that's gonna work. One person's gonna be really hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and that's normally the one that's outputting more, and the other person is just straight up tired. Like they don't even want to be in the relationship at this point. They're just there, and you're trying your hardest, you know.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's a yes and no, depending on what you're talking about.
Got you. And just
Yeah,
to go ahead, Quinn.
I was just thinking that it heavily depends on what you mean by work, because like somebody could have like a sugar daddy or a sugar mommy,
Yeah.
and their relationship could work, right? Understanding the dynamic that they have together,
Mm-hmm.
and they could make it work, you know. So I think is in a relationship, it's all about understanding what kind of dynamic you guys are having together.
Yeah.
But if it's like a give and take, then you know probably not. If one person loves somebody more.
Okay. I mean, just to clarify a little bit, the main reason why I asked this question is because, I mean, Jamise, I feel like there's always, uh, as you put it, Quinn, like love is subjective, and like a person's feelings can be stronger than the other person in giving in any moment. So I believe our relationship works, but I believe that Jamise loves me more strongly than I love her. Not to say that I don't love her at all, but her feelings seem to be more like powerful in a way. And she
Intense.
feels it, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
more intense.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is basically the context of that question, if it helps clear out that confusion. Yeah,
I do think that
Yeah.
sometimes, like, if you're not an as expressive person,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you almost trick yourself into believing that you don't have those emotions. Like, I'll give you an example. Like when I teach, I talk regularly how I speak.
Mm-hmm.
So like right now, I'm speaking to you guys. I can be excited about a lesson, but the inflection in my voice won't tell my students that I'm excited about the lesson.
Yeah.
And so, you know, on the inside, I'm like, yeah, we gonna kill us. On the outside, I'm just like, all right, class, everybody get your notebooks out. And so, you know, sometimes I feel like it's just a matter of how much that I love you're willing to express. Because like even in our relationship, me and Jasmine, you know, we both tell each other that we love each other a lot. But you know, Jasmine is a lot
Mm-hmm.
more expressive than I am. So, you know, naturally it just would seem like she's expressing her emotions of love more
Yeah.
so than I do. But I feel
Okay.
like we love each other, you know, about the same, if not me more, since I'm the
Mm.
one.
Okay. Jasmine, would you like to share?
Um, I feel like that's a hard question. The love is still there from both parties. You know, like I said, like more people, some people are just more emotional than others.
Yeah.
So they're, like Quinn was saying, they're gonna express it more. So people who are outside looking in, they'll think, oh, this person is in love with that person more, and they'll have, you know, their opinions and whatnot. But just like what Quinn said, you never really know unless that person is expressing it. But I think love is love, no matter what amount people are expressing.
I'm on the fence on this one, guys. No, okay, because I've always heard like this saying, like, get with someone that will love you more than you love them.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds so toxic. It does.
Yeah.
Right? But like we've heard that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, it depends on the timing and the place I am in life with my relationships. Like sometimes, like if I get extremely busy at work, like I don't have time to like really like check in on my partner and show my love how I want it to be shown. But then like I expect, like it's a balance. So I will expect my partner to kind of like love me more in those circumstances, to just be understanding and reach out to me. But like I also reciprocate that. Like if you're in a place or time in your life where you can't really express or show your love, like I'm gonna show it for you. Like I'm gonna go in for you.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like in all relationships, it's going to be that one person that loves more. I'm sorry.
Sound like the broken man right there. Don't fall for him. You know, I think there's a silver line where we're kind of ignoring, where we think that if we output more, we're going to get more in return, in sense like Jasmine says. But the hurtful thing I learned is you can't love broken people and expect them to know what that love is in the first place. You know, so in that case, you low key wasting your time. And I'm loving. It's just that, you know, you go through that already. It's like, nah, I'm good. You know, you just see it. You know, you can't love someone more than they're loving you.
Okay.
You know, I know sometimes relationships get 20, 80, 40, 50, you know, 40, 60, but you genuinely can't love someone into them loving you. You know, it has to be something set already. You know, and I know that sometimes we're still healing when we meet people.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but that person, you know, that person shouldn't have to outlove you loving them as well. You know, it normally doesn't work out. You know, that's when you get with like a crappy guy, you know, get with one of the fuck boys and you think you're going to save him with all that love you're giving him, and you kind of figure out you wasted your whole time. You know, like you have to make sure that you're not loving them more than they're loving you. Yeah, that's wild. That's some wild advice they giving y'all out there.
But is it like love, or like going back to the love language? Is it like, because like I could love someone, but like at a certain point in my life, like I can't just like show you I love you constantly. Like depending on your love language, like I can't.
I think that comes down to, like, for me personally, I'm not gonna say I used to be. I know that I'm still this type of person. I need to know how you feel. And I don't need to speak to you for however. Like, you can literally fly away. I don't give a shit. As long as I know how you feel and where your heart is, your intentions is at, I don't need that constant reassurance. You know, let's say, you know, like, it's like you have to establish who you are if you're trying to say you're busy. You know, because that person wouldn't need that much affirmation after they truly know who you are and what you're into.
Yeah.
You know, so like if you're busy, you better make them hours count. Yeah.
Thank you, Rahim. Anybody else, or that's it for everyone? All right. So next question is there a difference? No. Let me check. Okay. Is there a difference between loving someone and being in love with someone?
Well, where's that question? That's not.
Okay.
What did you say, Quinn?
That's not number 6.
It's the second number 6. My bad. It's the second number 6.
No, he's looking at
the. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Say that one more time. Oh, I
It's
see.
in the chat.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Loving someone and being in love with somebody.
Yes.
Now, I think that I think this is a social construct. That I think
You
that's
think so?
be the difference between loving somebody and being in love with somebody.
Ain't
Yeah.
that the same thing in a sense?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't. That's a difficult question, man.
People be saying that they be putting quotes like that up on like
Yeah.
Instagram.
That's exactly why I put this in here.
And they attach a picture of the most toxic shit you ever seen in your life. Like the song "I Hate You, I Love You." I'm like, my heart broken ass listening to that shit. Like, what the yo? Who y'all still together after all of this? Nah, I ain't listening to none of that.
It's a
I
genuine
think
question.
all right. Loving someone and being in love with them. I think there is a difference. However, it's pretty much the same thing. Like if you want to separate the actions, yes, you could. But like it's the same thing, man. Like I can't love you and not be in love with you. What kind of maniac am I? Like it's the same thing. I think it's like it's not that different.
Yeah, I think people just try and say that being in love with somebody
Is the more
is like
stronger.
well, what I was gonna say is what you feel towards your
Yeah.
significant other,
Yeah.
while loving someone would be like what you feel towards everybody else.
Yeah.
I think it's just differences in how you express that love that you have.
Yeah, it's like there needs to be a distinction between one, like me loving my mother and then loving you.
And being in love with my partner.
I think it's all about what you do with that person.
Annie, you look puzzled. What's going on?
Yeah, because is it like when you say to your friend or if you were in a toxic relationship, like I have love for you, but I love myself more. So is it like that? Like it's like
That's a good way to structure that. It really is. Like, you know, and that goes in line with another question on the bottom. If you could love an ex or some shit like that. I'm not sure. I probably misread it, right?
Oh, okay.
But like you can literally have love for someone and not be in love with them. Because, you know, sometimes for me, I always look at my love for any past. Like, I don't think you can unlove someone, right? So even if I have that love, I am not in love with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I still have love for you.
Yeah, it's there, but I ain't showing it. Get out of here.
Jasmine, do you have anything to share, or are you good?
I think it's the same.
You think it's the same? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. We can move on to the next one. So with that in mind, is there a difference between love for a relative and love for an actual partner? Is that love different? Like love for a friend, relative versus love for an actual partner, like a wife, girlfriend.
Okay. Can I start?
Okay.
So I believe everybody in my life has a role. And my love that I have for like my younger sisters or my mother is much different to the love I have for Quinn. I feel like I said, it's just different. It's different types. Like I don't love them no less or more than others because Quinn is family to me now. So it's not, we're at a different level than when we started dating. So because I consider him as family, my love is like the same. You know, I would do anything for them, but it's just different. I love them for different roles in my life, like Quinn, the man of my life. So I'm not like when I don't know, it's so hard to explain, but my love is like it's like caring for them and wanting to be there for all of them, but you know, I just look at it through a different lens. Like the love is still there, but it's just through different lenses.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jasmine. Anybody else?
I think I agree. It's like I don't think it's a different type of love, but no, it is a different type of love because you show these loves differently. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because
the context
it's
behind
hard
this
when
question.
Huh?
I was just gonna give the context behind this question is
Yeah.
people when they say I love my partner, they involve the sex aspect of it. They'll be like, oh, I wouldn't have sex with my family members, but my love involves the sex with my partner. But I
Alabama
don't.
got questions for you, buddy.
But so to make it easier for you guys, just leave like the feelings of or want to like have a sexual relationship. Is the love you have for your partner just the feelings without the sex the same, or is it different between the love you have for like like your
It
mom,
would be
brother?
weird to say yes to that question, bro.
No, not to say yes or
No,
no, but like
outside of the
Yeah,
sexual
no,
aspect.
I
outside of
mean,
the
it's
sexual, yeah,
clearly different. Yeah, it
yeah,
is. Like, when it comes to like my family, I have a respect kind of love versus where with my partner, it's more emotional based.
okay,
You know, like I don't love you because we're related. I love you because, feelings.
mm,
All this. Yeah, so it's different. I definitely think it's 100% different. The intents behind the love is also different. So,
mm,
yeah,
okay,
definitely
I
different.
I think I could see where he's going with that. Like
yeah,
for like relatives, it's like I have to love you.
Yeah, pretty
Like
much.
like
I'm
you
not.
establish
No,
that
I don't
like
agree with that either.
no for some, but like
yeah.
your
For some
mom, it's
people,
like
yeah,
you
for
have
some
to,
people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. It's respect. Yeah,
yeah,
versus
yeah,
where that love is like emotional. Like there's
yeah,
different forms of love. Like Quentin had said earlier, like there's definitely different forms and different interpretations of it.
okay, okay.
So there's a separation.
Anybody
Yeah,
else
And
have anything
I
to add?
think that like
Um,
if you were comparing the love that you have for a partner,
uh-huh.
I think the most comparable thing, if you take away all of the lust and things,
Yeah, yeah,
it would
Yes.
be more like the love. I feel it might be more towards the love that you have for like a child, because
okay,
like you want to cater and make sure that that child is okay at all times.
uh-huh.
Whereas with your partner, you want to cater to your partner and make sure that everything that they're going through, you're always there for them as well. So I
Okay.
think in that sense it might be similar.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of family, I feel like that love is more like, oh, we can go experience things, not necessarily like I'm gonna cater to you at all times.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think is most closely related to
The love you would
how
have
you
for
would
a
feel
child.
towards your kids.
Okay. All right.
but I think like okay, your loyalty lies with your relatives though.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you can love your partner and your relatives samely, but you probably choose your family over your partner, right?
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
say
if
in
you could cheat
all
on your
You
family,
wouldn't.
I'm
cases.
pretty sure we would do it.
Cheat on your
Cause mine is
family.
garbage. I would move over quick.
Really?
Like I'm telling you, it's not everybody's family, not
No,
everybody's
and
relationship is what it seems. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
no,
some
and
people
I get
have like
that.
garbage family.
I
So
get
yeah.
that,
my
but if you don't
loyalty
have
would
a
choose.
garbage family and your family's nurturing and you love
No,
your
no,
mama and your
no. What
mom
I'm
was
saying
like,
is,
listen, it's either me or your girl. And I'm not saying like your wife because it's like different with like Quinn and Jasmine. It's like your partner becomes our family.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's different, right? It's different stages.
yeah.
But like if my man was like, listen, I love you, but your mom gotta go, what are you gonna say? Like what? Like
I'm,
what?
I mean, what kind of dude says that in the first place, right?
True,
So
true.
it's
But if you
easy
had to
subtracting.
choose, it's a
Listen,
different type of love. Like,
only a maniac would make you choose between those two things, all right?
Damn.
All right.
Unless your family was terrorists and stuff. But I'm saying like,
some people got toxic
no,
families.
yeah, yeah. Like I get it, but like, who are you in that picture? If you have a toxic family, right, and your partner's not feeling it, how real are you with yourself to leverage them? Like, for instance, I have a disrespectful ass uncle, and if that dude says anything crazy to my girl, and my girl's like, I don't want him coming over, I'd be bugging if I say like, nah, I'm not with it. He could come. I got to be real here. This person is disrespecting something, that's very close to me, right? So in that aspect, how far are you gonna stretch your loyalty?
I get
Like,
that.
yeah, you have to, like, realistically speaking,
Yeah,
that's like the only circumstance where your family becomes an actual, choice.
yeah,
You're like, there's no choice. There normally isn't. But when it interferes, you have to like be a little real with yourself. Like, who are you cutting off, and what's the circumstances?
mm-hmm.
You know, like even though you're disrespectful, I love you because we're related. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you got to cut it off.
I'm trying to see.
Yeah, I mean this brings up a lot of other questions, which makes it difficult. But there's a there's a point where do you like family has to be loved because of their family, or is it because
Get
they're
the hell
loyalty
out of
that
here
they
with
show
that,
you?
man.
There's questions of like Rahim put it, how far does your loyalty stretch? If your family is being disrespectful to the person and the partner that you want to be with, like who do you decide? So like I feel like it's definitely different for different people. But I feel like we have questions that relate to that, so don't worry about whether or not you want to speak on that and then not having the ability to share. So if you guys can, keep those arguments in your head, and then we can further discuss in a later question. But what you have to say?
I don't know.
What?
I don't want this to come out the wrong way, right? But I feel like the bond and the relationship that I have with my mother, my sister, and my uncle is like deep.
Mm-hmm.
And like I may not feel the same way towards you.
Yeah.
Like I love you,
Yeah.
but like the minute I hear something about my sister, like I'm off.
Yeah.
Like there's no grip about it. But I'm like, if I hear something about you, would I be that same way?
Yeah.
Like that excited, that like adrenaline, like I'm ready to kill. Like I don't know.
That's understandable. I mean, I'm not gonna be like I should have the same love as your family. I know my place. I mean, what you have to say.
I think it's also different because you choose your partner, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
So like it could be the same. Like if you guys have kids, like the love for your child you have for your children is gonna be different for your
from the
partner.
parent.
Like
Yep.
I'm willing to go to war for my kids, right?
Yeah.
Well, when I have them, of course.
Yeah.
But like my partner is gonna be like, yeah, I'll go to war for
No,
you.
see, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but when I like sacrifice myself, right? Like I love Jesus, but I'm not Jesus. Like I'm not gonna sacrifice myself for like I don't know. See, I don't know.
See, that's the point that I'm making. I'm like, that's like war.
Yeah.
It's like no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah. Okay.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That is strange. I think we all should rethink our relationships then.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Do you guys believe in love at first sight?
No.
Can I go first?
Sure, you can go first, Reed.
Strangely, as much as I don't believe in time, I don't believe in that one.
Okay.
I don't believe in love at first sight.
Okay.
I'm a visual person.
Mm-hmm.
I like flowers. I like animals. I can fall in love with all of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could see anyone and think they're beautiful, but am I gonna fall in love with them? It's like no. Like I think there are certain buttons you have to push, and I don't think like many people are capable of doing such a thing. You know, like it's easy to say someone is really good looking, like you're turned on, you ain't in love. You know, you can have a great night with someone, you still don't love them. You know, like I don't believe in love at first sight. You know, I don't know, that's a bad decision right there for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would there be a distinction between love at first sight for someone that you're interested in, and love at first sight for like a sibling or a baby?
I mean, no, still no. Nah. You see, that's why I brought up animals, because that's how I feel about animals. Like you're adorable and shit, but if you just get hit by a car, I'd be like, ah shit. I'm not gonna break down and cry. You feel me? There's no attachment.
Okay.
You know, like you could, like my hamster died and I cried. My uncle passed. I was like, you know, like there's an attachment. All, you know. So love at first sight. It's like something could be cute or it can be attractive. It could be sexy. You name it. But that that that's an intense feeling you're not gonna get. You know, like that person had to resemble something you loved in the past. Like that has to be an excuse for it to be possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be thinking of when the new mothers. Oh, I didn't know
Uh,
I could love someone so
Yeah,
much.
but that baby
but
is.
they carried that baby though. That's the thing. Like
It's been
it was
bacon.
like she's having one, so I know that response, how
Yeah.
affectionate she is towards literally her tummy alone.
Okay.
It's not like the baby wasn't around during that entire time. It was,
Okay.
Yeah.
and those feelings they build up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Like you're not gonna like just like have sex and be like, oh, I'm gonna love this baby. That
That was a great night. Let's do this for like 30 more years, all right? I'm with it.
What were you saying, Quinn?
I mean, like people usually don't look at a pregnancy test and go, oh, I love the baby off the bat. They'll be happy, but then usually those feelings, it gotta set in first that you got the baby in you,
Yeah.
and
You know what?
it's
He is completely right. I can say that. It's like it's a whole process, and even myself, I'm very warm towards the idea, the fact, not even the idea. Initially, like time slows down massively. And you're in this predicament where, fuck, how did I get myself here, And you clearly know, but you don't feel that love instantly. That love comes from like settling down, like it's not an instant thing at all. Because you're not thinking, I love this baby. You're thinking, I got all these bills and shit. I probably should have been a bit more prepared and stuff. Like the baby is low key the last thing you care about, and then as time goes forward and things settle down and you're both on the same page and you can feel the love for this little thing that's growing, that's where that love starts bubbling up, because all the problems and the scares, they're faded away. All the problems die down, and now it's all about the moving forward and looking towards cute baby pictures. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have anything to share? Okay.
Whose strong ass camera was that, man?
I thought I was the only one that heard
You
that.
took a screenshot. Like,
Yeah,
what?
this conversation is amazing. We can move on to the next question. What are your symptoms of love? Like, how do you know you're in love with somebody?
Anxiety.
Anxiety?
Yeah. I get like anxiety when I realize it's real. Like, and yeah, because you start looking at them a little different. Like, when you start catching feelings, you start getting scared. Like, I don't know why, but like you just start, for some strange reason, I don't know what it is. I think it's when you experience like failed relationship, the second you start catching feelings, you recognize this as a bad sign.
Yeah.
As here we go again with this bullshit, like we didn't learn the last time. Right? And then you kind of realize you get like separation anxiety. For some reason, you like your pillow more than you normally do. Like there's little things, their voice makes you happy. You get warm when they're around. Like things like that is what like makes me conscious that I'm like getting that deep with someone. Like you start noticing a lot of weird things, like colors would look more vibrant. You're more energized in the morning. Like
Disney music in the background.
Yeah, nah, like no gas. Like it's a very nice feeling, So that's when I realized like I'm really into, someone, where when I start becoming very vibrant over the littlest things, like the little things like make you extremely happy. Yeah.
Thanks, Rahim. Anybody else would like to share their love symptoms?
I think for me, it's like I start to invest in the person, like my time more. I start to check in on them more. Like I start to like really think about this person, like randomly throughout the day. I think like that's one of my love symptoms. Yeah. And then like farther along, like I start to like crave this person. Like if I haven't seen them for a while, I'm like, hey, like like, hey, I need your time. Like
now.
like now, yeah. Right. But it's like random check-ins. Like, yeah.
Anybody else would like to share?
food start to taste good.
Food starts to taste good.
Starts to taste crazy. You ain't never enjoy a slice of pizza until you like somebody. You ever thought about that?
Nah, I
No.
How
never heard
good
about
pizza tastes when you with someone you really like?
that. Nah.
I want pizza.
Anybody else like to share or?
I would say just being overall happy. Like maybe my day's not going so well, and I think about, when I get home, things are gonna be better because I'm gonna be comfortable. I'm gonna be, it's gonna be a safe place.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
How about you, Quinn?
Quinn, you better match that energy.
Standard.
Oh boy.
I guess probably just thinking about other people out when I'm doing stuff that doesn't have anything to do with them. Like I might be at work and I might be like, dang, I hope they're not overworking Jazz today. Or even like with some with some of my students, I might be at home, eating, and I might be like, dang, I wonder what Chance. I hope Chance is doing his homework. He really got to get it together. So it's like all types of things like that where like throughout the day I'm just thinking like, dang, I hope they're doing okay, or I hope everything's going fine for them.
Okay, that's nice. I mean, for me, everybody's sharing. I don't know. I feel like with Quinn, I do have those like random thoughts would pop up in my head.
Oh, really?
I don't have to tell them to you. That's just how I experience it. But yeah, random thoughts. I'm thinking about like I always got a plan. Okay, like when I get home, in favor of that person or of service for that person. So I always plan my day accordingly in a way to make sure that all of my ground is cooked. Gemise is fed. I can go to sleep today. Would you like to
That's
say?
beautiful.
To me?
Yeah.
I be telling you, I think about him all day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, honestly, and he probably doesn't believe me.
No, I don't.
But I think, like, even when since I think a lot, just in general, like, even when I'm teaching, I'm like, damn, Hamed. Like, it's just his name or what he's doing, or like figuring out, like, I know he's coming home soon, like things of that nature.
Yeah.
Like, you're just always in my head. Like, it's not like you're lost and forgotten, Always a thought.
I'll keep that in mind. We can move on to the next question. Is marriage the ultimate testament of loving someone?
Uh, yes and no. Like emotionally, like I can feel that. I can really feel like I'm gonna marry this person. I think that's how we were raised. Like there's no ultimate version of that, right? And versus where I could be in love with you for 30 years and we don't need to be married. So in that aspect, I can agree and disagree at the exact same time. Yeah.
Okay.
There's layers to love, I guess. Like for me, it's a relationship. There's the baby. There's time. So like marriage is like a stage, but I could still disagree with that.
Okay.
Like I don't need marriage to know how in love I am with someone. Yeah, that's where I sit on that.
So I agree a bit with Rahim. I mean, I do need marriage just so everybody else around us knows how much in love we are. But
Right.
in terms of the ultimate testament, I think the ultimate testament of loving somebody would be giving up a part of yourself to be with that person. And
Jesus Christ.
that means different things.
Yeah.
But I think sacrifice is the ultimate way to show your love for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is that you're sacrificing. Whether that's if you're going crazy into it and you saying you sacrifice.
I'll die for her right now.
But like I was telling this to Jazz a while ago, like people deal with it all the time. Like if there's like a bump in our house and we think, oh my God, maybe somebody walked in with a weapon. I'm going down, it's like
That's love right there.
or like when we went on vacation a little while ago and there was the fire alarm. I stood in front of her while we went down the steps because you want to make sure that something doesn't happen to her. So if something happens, I'll protect her by using myself. And I think that sacrifice is the ultimate testament of love. It sounds crazy though, but that's what I think.
Nah.
The love of Jesus, like I said before. If you're
Jesus.
willing to die for someone,
Yeah.
that's the ultimate sacrifice or
I
testament.
mean, I'm gonna keep it real. Like I listened to Quinn and my mic was off, so that's why I didn't agree with him on site. But like I feel that the sacrificial stuff comes with love. To be honest, it's a reflex at this point.
Yeah.
Where you hear some loud ass creak, and automatically you're on defense mode. Like all right, somebody's in the kitchen, clearly came here to die. No questions to that. Or like let's say someone's driving too fast, you always put your hand in front of your girl, you try to stop them from doing certain things. Like it becomes a reflex at that point. Like you always want to protect them. Even in the littlest situations, like you're always in front.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like that. Like that's not weird. You said it was like it sounds crazy, but I agree with you 100%. I get it. I totally get that.
Yeah. Anybody else would like to share? Annie? I don't know if you finished your thought.
So for me, like I don't think marriage is the ultimate testimony of loving someone because like marriage is too easy to get married. It's too easy. Like it's really signing papers and paying for it. Yeah. But like the actions behind the marriage is what counts for it. Yeah. And I feel like if you're showing me all of that without being married, it's okay too. But then again, if you're showing me all of that, we should just get married. Right? So it's like I feel like I agree with Quinn when he was saying like it's more to show people that you love this person rather than like you just loving that person.
Okay. Thank you, Andy. Quinn, Jasmine.
So I agree with what you just said. Me and Quinn are planning on getting married this year or next year when we're able to have all of you guys under one roof again. But the amount of love I have for him won't change. Being his wife will just mean I'll kind of like get like he's willing to give me all his benefits that he has in this world, like so his pension and all that. I'm not too sure how much more you can get, but look into all of that. But just saying that I'll be the first person to legally have everything. It's like a sense of security. So that's something that it just comes with marriage, but not the love won't be more. It's just something like a nice gesture, like okay, in life we're part what is it, like we're a union. And also like if we were religious in the Bible, you become one. So yeah,
so it's more symbolic rather than just the
final
stage. Okay. Anybody else would like to share, or we can move on?
You guys gonna tackle this one?
Sure, we can tackle it. I mean, like most of you, I don't agree that it is the ultimate testament. I mean, if it was up to me, like marriage wasn't really like what I'm going towards. It wasn't really in my goal. For me, it was just as long as we decided to be. And so, I mean, marriage is just a part of our relationship. I feel like it would be a milestone. It would be like a date that we can celebrate every year. and but I don't feel like it's the epitome of our relationship, or like it's the zenith basically. But I feel like there's still more work to be done. There's still stuff that we want to build and we want to experience before we reach the latter stages of our lives. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like it's a symbol. I'm sure it's up to you. You don't have to answer.
No, I mean, I was just thinking how, I guess, like, it's just put on us by society and by like our parents that, when you get into a relationship, you should end up marrying this person. Like, you should not be 15 years in and there's no ring on your finger. Like, then what was the point of it all? So I think we just think of marriage to be like this like higher being or like higher goal in mind that signifies, that you and this person are together. But I just see it to be symbolic mainly. Yeah.
With that, we can move on to the next question, which is, does your love for someone fade? Like, if you fell in love with somebody and it didn't work out, or are there always residual feelings for that person? Did you put in the chat?
I did.
Would you like me to repeat it, or?
No, I'm just thinking because I've never fell out of love with somebody because me and Quinn have been together since I was like 15. He's my first boyfriend, so I don't know how to. I haven't experienced that, so I can't answer that question.
That's fine, Jasmine. You're good.
I don't know. I think it depends on the relationship because I'm just thinking about exes. Like, I know that there aren't residual feelings, but I feel like for you to fall out of love with someone that you have been with in the past would require you, like, especially, if the relationship was bad, for you to turn that love into hate, like to despise of that person. So, you're tackling something, you're trying to get rid of those residual feelings.
Okay.
But obviously, I feel like love can fade at some point. No matter how passionate, no matter how good the relationship is, something might just trigger and you'll be like, I just don't love this person anymore.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Does anybody else would like to share? Quinn?
No.
Oh, okay, you're good. Rahim, would you like to share?
Yeah. So I think it goes back to like where we were stating, like, I still have love for that person.
Yeah.
Cause like this can also apply to like friendships that have broken off. Like, if you broke off with a childhood friend, like, you can always have love for that person, but not be like in love with that person or actively pursuing that friendship.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah.
Like, I love you, but from a distance.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't get to answer. My apologies.
Go ahead.
I was gonna simply say, like, I don't think you can unlove someone. You just learn to live without them. But it's not like that's your focus. I can love you, but you can stay over there. We good. Like, my heart doesn't change.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Ray. Annie, did you finish your thought?
Yeah, I'm good. It's just like the same thing. Like, you can always have love for someone.
Okay.
Even if you hate them. Even if you hate them, Because, it doesn't, like, if you talking about, like, my exes, like, I hate some of them, yes. But it doesn't take away that we had, like, good, happy memories together.
Yeah.
So, like, I still have love for them, but, like, from afar. From afar.
Gotcha. All right, thank you, Annie. We're going to move on to the next question. This one might be a little bit of a thinker, but if you don't have anything, it's fine. but why do people fall out of love?
Yeah. Multitude of reasons.
You don't have to worry about pausing because you might need to use a little bit some brain cells. I mean, I think I have an idea, so I'll go first. I think that happens because love has certain values, right? And if I think that you're not receiving those values reciprocated from that other person, that may start the process of falling out of love. And if you've talked about it and your partner seems uninterested to change or to sacrifice, as Quinn put it, then you start to begin to like feel less and less for this person because you feel like they're not valuing your values and your intentions anymore. And if you don't see that commitment from the other side, then I feel like that process would start. And if it doesn't seem to get better and arguments start and then you tried your best to fix the situation, then yeah, you may feel like this person is not with you anymore. That's just my idea.
All right, I'm gonna say, I think it's when you feel like that love isn't healthy for you. Like if expressing your love to somebody else and being with that person is hurting you, I think then that's when it's easier for you to fall out of love.
Okay.
When you realize that it's bad. Now there's obviously a lot of people who stay anyway, and then that's a toxic ass relationship.
Yeah.
But like I feel like it makes it easier especially when you have somebody to help you out process those feelings. When you realize that it's just not beneficial for you to any longer be in that relationship.
Okay. Okay. Rahim, I saw that you unmuted yourself. Did you have something to say?
Yeah, I did. I'm just busy. Sorry.
No worries.
For me to fall out of love, like it would take pain. Like,
Okay.
and there's nothing more to it. Like, I don't care how bad you are or the stuff you've done. Like, you'd have to really do something for me to not love you anymore, or for me to get bored of it. Or it's like repetition is another thing. Like, if you keep doing something that bothers me, or like genuinely disrespects me in any kind of manner, like you kind of taper me into not loving you. You feel me? Like you repetitively doing something that you know is agitating, you know is hurtful. Like I'm becoming numb towards my own feelings for said individual, and like you'd have to be a mess for me not to love you, basically. That's just how I see it.
All right. Thanks, Rahim. Anybody else?
Sorry, I was trying to wait for the background noises to cut out. It's like helicopters and stuff.
It's fine.
Like, um, I think it could be like a plethora of reasons why people fall out of love with each other.
Yeah.
I think like from my past experience, it has always been like someone checked out of the relationship.
Yeah.
Like they just stopped trying, right?
Yeah.
And like, so that could be it. Or you could be in a different stage of your life where like you're not that you're too busy, but like you probably don't even know what love is or how to express love, or you thought you loved that person, but it really wasn't love, right?
Yeah.
It could be many reasons why.
Okay. Thank you, Amy. Jasmine, do you have anything to say?
I would say, I would say the only thing that I could think of would make me fall out of love would be if I needed to stop loving that person. If that person, like Quinn was saying, like if it became like a toxic situation, or I'm being mentally or physically abused, and you have to like force yourself, fight against those feelings, and then eventually you'll stop having feelings for that person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jasmine.
I want to add on to that too.
Yeah.
Also, people fall out of love because maybe like if you're on in a long-term relationships, like people change.
Mm-hmm.
You change, you grow or you don't grow. You probably stay stagnated, but you change and that's okay. We're humans, you know. You evolve, right? Like and like sometimes like
Yep.
the person you was before is not the person you're going to be in the future, and that person might not be compatible with your partner. Like the person you are going to be in the future might not be compatible with your partner who's that's going to be in the future too, you know, your future partner. Like people change and that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Jazz, you have something to say?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did you have
No, I
something to say?
agree. You're right.
Oh, okay.
Like, I would say that you're just saying like as people grow, like me and Quinn have been together for like 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
and we just been lucky to be on the same page as we grow, you know, because not a lot of people stay with a person that they've been with since they've been 15, you know, so I just got lucky, to be honest.
Could you have anything else to add?
But I also, can I add?
Yeah,
Sorry. But I also see you guys like actively working towards your love and like planning with each other, and I respect that.
Yeah,
You know?
because it's like an example would be like, say, like I wanted kids a little earlier, right? If it was up to me, I probably would have had like two by now when I was 20. But Quinn, you know, he wants children, you know, 25, which is understandable, you know, but that's like I said, like we talk about it and you know we come to a conclusion for it and we decided like okay, maybe we could start our family in another year, but that's what I'm willing to wait to sacrifice. I know he'll be a good dad and I want him to continue to be, you know, my partner in life, so we're working it out, you know. Some people, you know, they got deal breakers, but we're good.
Communication and compromise.
And you gotta have good reasoning when you arguing, especially sensitive
Yeah.
stuff like kids or you know get in the house and things like that. You gotta have a good reason. Sometimes people like to just say, "Oh, because I said so." That's some dangerous territory right there. Gotta have a good reason for saying stuff.
Got you. Thank you, Quinn. And Jasmine. And the last question we have for the podcast is, can love truly be unconditional?
No,
I feel you.
my reasoning is because I've never seen love that was unconditional, so I don't know if it could exist.
I'll say yes, definitely. The only thing that stops us from loving is ego and pain, man. Like, for me, my feelings never change. It really doesn't. Like, I'm not going to stop seeing certain things, you know, and how I feel and my actions towards you is truly based on who you show me and how you treat me, you know, like, but it doesn't change how I actually feel. Like, you know, you go through something hurt with someone, what's stopping me was most likely be some shit like, you know what, I respect myself, so I'm not gonna be this and that towards you, or I'm gonna grow as an individual. But when you love someone, you don't. For me, like when you truly are attached, I'm gonna stop saying the word love so we don't feel type of guilty in any way. Like when you're really attached to someone, it's difficult to change that. Like what normally changes is literally you wanting to grow outside of this. You want to go past this pain. You know, but if you wanted to, you can easily, just as easy, say you like this person again. You know, give an opportunity, you know, like, all right, whatever. That's just how I see it. I think love is unconditional, like, but, you know, when Quentin say, like, he never seen that, like, I don't think any one of us did, because we don't want to see that girl who's in love with that abusive guy keep on going back to him, right? But it doesn't mean she doesn't love him anymore. You know, it's just she's, you know, making a better choice for herself. Like nobody truly sees that. So now as I'm talking, I'm kind of realizing my man's maybe onto something. So
yeah,
like it's making sense to go the other way, but I know what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
Like you really do love. Like you don't fall out of love. Like I'm pretty sure, like except for this gorgeous couple over there, jealous. But I'm pretty sure you could think of someone from your past and easily say, I can love that person if I wanted to. But you literally choose not to. They did so much bad shit.
Yeah.
Like it's a choice, but the feelings are in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else would like to share? Annie?
I wish I can say yes,
Yeah.
but I can't. Like, and I'm trying to think of like circumstances where it applies to that, like a love was like unconditional. Like I think like you can have love unconditionally for a cause or something,
Mm-hmm.
or like, but for like towards another human, like I can't. I don't see it. I don't see it. And I'm like sorry to bring back like religion, but like we are taught to like love like Jesus Christ, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like his love was like unconditional, but like I can't apply that to real life. Like I don't see it. Like I don't see it. Like going back to I don't know. Sorry, I don't know your name. It's like Sugar Cub, Rahim.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Like what he was saying before, like if someone like hurts you and continue to hurt you, like you can like choose to love that person, but I don't think you can choose to love that person because you probably feel so much resentment. Like how I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it.
You don't see it. Okay.
I don't.
Quinn, Jasmine?
The one thing that I was thinking about when Raheem was speaking, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, so if people are being abused, but
Yeah.
stay with the person that's abusing them, is that unconditional love?
That's a good question.
But if they have all the options to leave or all the privileges to leave
It's
and they
com-
still stay,
it's definitely unconditional love. Yes.
I don't. But I
No
don't
matter
think
what the
it's.
circumstances.
But is that unconditional love or is it something like mentally wrong with that person, right?
I
Because
think
like you can have like let's bring up slavery, like how some slaves love their owners, right? Like it's like it has to be a different word than love. It's not
damn,
love. It's something
this
like
shit took
call
a
it like
turn.
huh? Go
I said
ahead.
this took a deep turn right there. It
No, no,
got dark
no.
really
But
quick.
like when people love their abusers, that's what I mean, or oppressors, right? It's not really like love. It's something else.
It's
That's
almost
called
like,
conditioning.
yeah,
That is
conditioning.
conditioning.
Yeah. And I feel
Um,
like with oh sorry, Raheem.
no, it's fine. I think this is a great. Yeah, we're fine. You can go ahead.
No, I was gonna say with um with with Annie's example of like somebody being abused, I feel like it's probably fear also plays a
Yeah,
factor.
yeah.
And maybe she believes or she forces herself to believe that I can't get no better than this relationship. Like if the partner does abuse, but normally abusers also treat their partner well by like taking them out or telling them that they love them, and they always abusers always have this ability to make
Manipulate. Yeah.
Manipulate,
manipulate
right?
and make it seem like
Mm-hmm.
the person being abused is their fault
Their
for
fault.
being
Yeah.
So like it's definitely
I've been there.
yeah
I'm not gonna lie. I had those bad relationships. I didn't believe in myself.
yeah
Now I am aware of the chocolate that I am. I would never do that to myself. But I get that. Like when you put it like in that manner where it's all that you have,
uh-huh
you know, again, I can easily say I'm fully aware of how bad things are, right?
mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't stay if I didn't like this person still. And then another reason is like your lack of understanding that you have options.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like to tell this to a lot of women, like confident people don't stay in abusive relationships.
Mm-hmm.
If your partner is aware that they're good looking, I dare you to fuck up. I dare you. Like they're out so quick, it's like, yeah, I'm out of here. I ain't got time for this. Right? Because there's options. You know that you don't have to put yourself through this. You know, like, and I'm still moving on while I actually care. I just know that this is not good for me. This is not healthy for me.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're attached to someone, it doesn't change. You know, and Annie was listing a bunch of options. I realized she didn't say a baby, right? A baby is one of the few humans that can mess up so bad and you still love them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's unconditional, you know. But I dare a 12-year-old to do the same shit, you know, like you know the baby doesn't know better. You feel me? So it's not like you're gonna stop loving them after they break your expensive ass TV or something. You're not. You may get upset, but they
Yeah.
still mean the world to you.
Okay.
You know, so I don't know. It's the same with animals. You like your animal a lot. You know, you're not gonna get upset at them or stop loving them for fucking up. You know, you're or making mistakes. Let me stop cursing. You're not. It's not gonna change. You know, like if you said, I can just let this dog go and get a new dog, then the dynamic change. You know, you can get something else. But is that love in the first place, right? That's a good question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Can love truly be
I think the one person you should love unconditionally is yourself at the end of the day.
Okay.
What if you're a bad person and you're aware of it?
Still love yourself. I didn't say change your ways, of course, but still love yourself. Because if you don't, then how are you going to love someone else? And then you could fall into those those toxic relationships or like with your abuser or something because you don't love yourself unconditionally. That's why you're in that relationship.
That is something. Yeah. Like, you know, confidence. That's what I said. That's what I called it earlier. If you're not, you're gonna be here putting up with all the bullshit. Nah. Yeah, love yourself first. Because if you know your worth, you know how you're supposed to be treated.
Gotcha. Thank you, Rahim.
Yeah.
Anybody else would like to share before we end the podcast? All right. I guess with that, we can end. Thank you guys very much for joining the 7th episode of KTCG. We're happy to help you guys understand this topic better. And our next topic, we'll be talking about therapy. So we actually found somebody. Wait, what?
That therapy?
Yeah, therapy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a nice topic for the colored community.
Yeah, definitely.
Precisely the colored community.
So definitely stay tuned. As to the audience, our conversators, please remember to like the video, support us on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts. We're on everywhere. You can Google us. We're on everywhere. We don't have to give you the spiel. But thank you guys again. If you guys have any feedback, you can stay a little bit longer to talk about the episode, talk about what you like or dislike. If you guys have to leave, that's fine as well. This part won't be recorded, so don't worry about it.
Still says recording.
I don't think he ended.
See you, audience.
Okay.
Let me